Hello, Jazzy. Welcome to the Love of My Life series, Volume 2. So, today we explore the theme of Australian juniors, which were people that were involved with me in a romantic capacity during my pre-teen years. Number 1, Hamish C. I was a fledgling year 7. Absolutely no clue what relationship is all about because let's be honest, 2 weeks dating in year 5 and 2 months pining over a 33 years old man were not much of an experience. Neither is this one, but it was the start of the beginning. So, in Miss Benderbury's science class, she had these little pop sticks with students' name on them, and she would distribute them randomly in class, and that was our seating plan. One day, I was seated between Hamish C and Ollie B, who were best friends, and essentially, I was passing notes for them and tolerating them annoying the shit out of each other, like throwing pencils in front of my face. At one point, my pencil case got knocked off, and Hamish C went down from his high chair and picked it up for me. Of course, that is the bare minimum bar and expectation of a decent human being, but I wasn't raised around many decent male models, so true to my character, I developed a crush right there and then. I mean, the class was about 10 boys, and Hamish was the most okay looking one out of all of them. Now, I could have ignored this little crush, but when the class ended and as we walk in a single file out the door, he held the door for me. Well, he held the door for everyone, but I thought it was for me and that he was a gentleman and I wanted to date him. I don't remember how we got together, but I do remember posting a story of me hugging a teddy bear and saying that I am so happy because I am in love. I remember texting Hamish saying that I love him on day 3, and I remember him breaking up with me on Mother's Day before our date because I said I love you too soon. To be fair, I did not know that in this culture and in this language, I love you was a sacred term that was used very sparingly. To me, love equal light. Of course, I was disappointed and angry, but I wasn't too heartbroken. Oh my gosh. I remember putting my profile in black, which was a sign that somebody passed away on social media. So he asked me if everything is okay, and I just said I wanted to let everybody know that my relationship has ended. Are you cringing? I'm cringing. Please cringe with me. So, I mean, in terms of significance, him being my first Australian boyfriend didn't mean much because Gang was my first boyfriend. But that relationship did teach me that I was terribly inexperienced in this field. So, Hamish, I am very glad that you are now in such a long-term loving relationship and you can go right behind Waffy. Right there. Can you see? Yeah, it's a long line, so I'm not gonna show how I can film this for you. Number 2, Sam S. See, I used to be really proud that Sam S was my longest relationship, a whole 5 months. But now that I am 18, it is slightly worrying that my longest relationship was the one in year 7. Maybe the problem is me. How did this one go? I had a crush on his best friend, George M., who I teased relentlessly, and apparently that was an effective strategy to get somebody to like you. I used to hang out with them before class every morning in the library, watching them play Minecraft. And one day, I looked over to George's right, and I saw this cute blonde guy who was available. So I scooted my chair closer, and my leg just slowly and surely bumps against him, and I guess since then, physical touch has been my most used strategy. At some point, I think he started to hold my hands under the table, so he got the hint. And then in the first or second period, I'm pretty sure he asked me out by giving me a piece of paper that said, "Tick here if you want to be my girlfriend." This is a bit hazy because I could have been the one that asked him out. I'm not so sure. Anyway, we dated, got told off by our teachers for being all over each other in English periods, hands wandering in places that hands shouldn't be wandering at the ripe age of 13 or 14. Alina was actually the one that was worryingly telling me that we probably shouldn't be French kissing in public. I mean, I was toxic. Let's be real. I would give him like 3 strikes or warnings before I threatened to break up with him. I would act like I was going to break up with him just to get some extra attention. And then with any long relationships, the sparks wore off, and I decided since both Gang and Hamish C broke up with me, it was time for me to be the one breaking up with Sam. We tried dating one more time in year 8 for like 2 weeks, but then we had a huge argument, which I instigated, and we broke up again. Yeah, back then I definitely was the problem. So he was a step up from my previous relationship, I will give him that. Still, we would probably put him behind Wolfie, just because, well, he was neither a first love or an important love. Sorry, Sam, I still appreciate you as a friend / schoolmate. Number 3, oh gosh, Lucas F. I was the problem at the start, and he was the problem at the start, middle, and end. I mean, I don't have to describe him to you. He's super tall and super lanky and wasn't that particularly attractive. My then very close friend Will N had a huge crush on him for the longest of time, and Lucas finally decided to date Will, only for about 30 minutes. Talk about queer baiting. Now, being the proper friend that I was supposed to be, you are not allowed to interact with your friend's ex, especially the one that just broke his heart. But Lucas F said that he had a crush on me, and even though I didn't really have a crush on him, it was nice to be liked. So I like him for liking me, and went on dates with him behind my friend's back. Of course, Will eventually found out, blew up, and our friendship was over. This was also the time that Alina decided to block me as well, so that time last year wasn't the first time we had a fallout. It wasn't a proper thing to do, I will admit to that. But I don't regret either of those friendships, because let's be honest, some sort of drama would have found its way in anyway. The physical hormonal thing really started with Sam, but intensified with Lucas. He was clearly more affected by the boys' hormones, and it was beyond my comfort zone. So I ended that relationship because of that. Despite whatever reason he gave from his perspective, from my perspective, he wanted a sex toy / sexually active partner, and I was not sexually attracted, at least not to him. Of course, the reason why we dislike him is much more because of his behavior as my friend later on, politically, socially, whatever not. I do make a habit of becoming friends with my exes, don't I? Anyway, importance, I mean physically, I guess behind Sam and in front of Hamish. But was he any special? Not really.